Hello everyone and welcome back to another monthly reading wrap up for the month of June. And I'd just like to start this by saying I did not read as much as I wanted to last month just because I got so busy out of nowhere. So I think I read about 7 or 8 books last month. This month I only read 4, but you know what, 4 is better than none. That's like a book a week, and considering how busy I was, I'm surprised I even managed to get through that many. Yeah, I'm happy with my 4, but hopefully over the next few months, especially over the rest of summer, I'm definitely hoping to read more, even though I have no more room in my shelves for books. But I have been using my mum's Kindle recently, so that's probably how I'll get most books in from now on. Also, ignore the state of me, I just thought I was going to film this before I forget, because we're now like, it's the 7th of July and it's a June reading wrap up, so I just need to get it done. The first book I read of the month was Shadow and Bone, of course hype series. I'm trying to like read them all before I watch the TV series because I prefer to read the books first. But I never actually read the rest of the series this month. I don't know, when I read a fantasy, I like to have like a break in between, because if I just read the whole thing, I don't know, I just prefer a break because fantasies can get like quite heavy. I rated this 4 stars on Goodreads, and to be honest, I put off reading it for so long because I just didn't think I was gonna like it. Like, just because of how hyped it was, I was like, I don't know. When I read like the blurb, I was like, okay, I'll get it because it's really hyped and I want to watch the TV series, but I wasn't sure. But it shocked me, just like the writing style in general. Like, I didn't expect it to be about like what it was, if that makes sense. But that was a good thing because I ended up ultimately enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to, so that was a really nice surprise. But yeah, oh, I loved the main character, Elena. I loved her finding her way in this world, and just like she came into like her power. She was like her powerful self. I know she was easily manipulated by the Darkling, but she'd kind of been sheltered her whole life. Like, she's getting all this good stuff given to her on a golden platter and told loads of things, and she's already confused enough that all this power has just come to her. So it's understandable, I think anyway, that was like just the way things happen, and also it progressed for the plot, so you know what, it's good. And Alina and Mal's like more than friendship, I love. But I don't know, I kind of get like sibling vibes off them at the same time, so I'm not sure how to feel. But yeah, hopefully over the next few months I'll read the other 2 books, and then obviously need to read Six of Crows as well. I don't have them books yet, but I will buy them. So yeah, Shadow and Bone, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Then the next book I read was The Switch, and oh my god, this was definitely my favourite book of the month. I absolutely loved it. I'd read what's the other one? The Flat Share or something by Beth O'Leary before, and I liked it, but it like took me a while to get into it, and I was like, yeah. But I absolutely loved this book. I loved the characters, I loved the point of view, I loved the switching. Oh my god, honestly, of course, if you can't tell by the way I'm acting, I did rate this 5 stars on Goodreads. After reading The Flat Share, I wasn't sure if I'd like it, but honestly, I absolutely loved it, and I really want to read her newest one, which is The Road Trip, I believe it's called, so I'll definitely be getting that soon. But oh, I loved, oh god, I can't remember the character names. I love it so much I can't remember the character names. Lena and Eileen. I love Lena and Eileen. Eileen, honestly, a queen, star of the show. I just love that for her. It just taught you so much, like, just follow what you want to do regardless of what anyone says. Surround yourself with people that you want to be around and that reflect like what you want and what you like. Because these characters were like held stagnant by what they'd known their whole lives, when they knew deep down they wanted to reach out, and the opportunity came and they took it, and then they thrived, and I absolutely loved it. So if this is one book I'd recommend for my June monthly wrap up, I'd definitely say The Switch. It was just such like a light-hearted, lovely read, and I'd definitely reread this book. Then the next book I read was They Both Die at the End, and also, oh my god, I got it from I got it from Amazon actually. I was going to say The Works, but that's a lie. They sent it like bent, so I wasn't very happy because see, I'm not one to be bothered about like the spines, but like if you're bending like the front covers, it's like that's a visible bit, do you know what I mean? I wasn't very happy about that, but that's nothing to do with the book, so that's just me going on a tangent. I rated this book, oh god, I can't remember what I rated this one, maybe 3 or 4? 4 stars, yeah. I really enjoyed this book. To be honest, I found it a bit slow at the start. Just like the whole build-up of things and stuff, I don't know. Like, I know in theory it kind of jumped right into it, but it just took me quite a while after it to get into it, because it was like, okay, I already knew this was going to happen because they both die at the end, obvious. But yeah, it took me a while to actually like get into it. But to be honest, the one thing that I loved the most about this book was the meaning. It's like Matteo and Rufus, they learned so much from each other in the space of like less than 24 hours, and they had like a whole new perspective on life, and it just shows that like you've got to like just grasp life like while it's here. Like to be like, they grasped it a little too late, to be quite frank. But I suppose that's the whole point of the what's it called, the death cast. That's the whole point of the death cast, to just like grab life one last time. But yeah, I just think it's an extremely important reminder that we should just like do, as long as it's not hurting anyone, what difference does it make what you want to do? Do you know what I mean? As long as you're happy, just get the confidence to go and do what you want. And the bond that Matteo and Rufus made, I know I've seen some reviews saying people thought it was rushed, and I'm like, I'm not being funny. They're less than 24 hours, do you know what I mean? Of course it's going to be rushed. And like, that was their last day on Earth, so I don't think, like, what would you do on your last day on Earth, do you know what I mean? I feel like it was relevant to the characters. So yeah, I again really enjoyed this book, and I would recommend. It is quite sad though, but it's not as sad as I saw people make out to be on TikTok, to be honest. No tears were shed. Then the last book I read was part of the Beth's Book Club monthly read, and it was The Last Tang Standing. I'll put a picture here because I read it on my mum's Kindle, so I don't have the physical copy. And again, honestly, I did not get into this book until about halfway through. It took me a long time to get into it, and I read it 3 stars on Goodreads, which is understandable, to be honest. It took me quite a while to get into it. Like, the characters, to be honest, not that likeable. I don't know, I didn't find them that likeable. I thought a lot of things were quite predictable, but to be honest, it was a light-hearted read. I wasn't expecting like a show-stopping piece of literature going into it, so I think that's what helped. So yeah, I'm glad I read it. Like, I don't regret reading it, because there was parts of it that I liked, and I liked the humour at points of it, but some of it I was like, oh, this is dragging. I feel like it was unnecessarily long, and it might have been better if they shortened it a bit and took out some unnecessary parts, because like lots of it just dragged, in my opinion. But you know what? It was a light-hearted, humorous read. It was never going to be like a show-stopping piece of artwork, and I never took it that way, which is the important bit. So yeah, that's all I really have to say on that. 3 stars. Read it if you like that kind of genre. It's just kind of like light-hearted romance, chick flicky kind of thing. So yeah, I'd recommend it if you're into that kind of thing. So those were all the books I read in June. In case you can't tell, my favourite was definitely The Switch. I loved it. My least favourite, probably Last Tang Standing. I don't know, it was just, it's not a genre that I tend to reach for much, and I don't know, it wasn't like executed the way I personally prefer books to be executed, but that's nothing against the orphan stuff, because I know some people in Beth's Book Club really enjoyed it, so it's just like each to their own, do you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully I get to read more books next month, and it'll be a bit of a more in-depth reading month. But you know what, life gets in the way, and the fact I managed to read 4 is definitely better than nothing. So let me know down below what book you've been reading this month. What was your favourite book you read this month? As I will definitely check it out, as I'm always looking for new books to read, and my TBR is forever growing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.